Peace, love, light, balance, kings and queens. I'm Cri, and you're now in my kitchen. And today, baby, we're gonna get down to the nitty-gritty of how to make a navy bean pie from scratch. I'm talking about the navy bean filling from scratch. I'm talking about the buttered crust from scratch. So let's get started. Okay, so we're gonna talk about the crust first. Okay, so with the crust, we have 2½ cups of all-purpose flour. We have 1/4 cup of sugar. We have half a teaspoon of sea salt. We have 1 cup of butter, cubed and chilled. Oh, and I got to get my my ice water, you guys. So bear with me real quick. Let me get my ice water real quick. I knew I was forgetting something. Yeah, we're gonna need that ice water to bring that dough together. Okay. Okay, and we have our ice water here. We had our egg wash here. Okay, so that's all the ingredients for the pie crust. Okay, now over here is the navy bean filling. We have 2 cups of cooked navy beans. Now I bought the dried navy beans, so I had to sort them out, and then I had to rinse them, and then I had to rinse them again and again, and then I had to soak them overnight. So I soaked these overnight. This is preparation from last night. So I soaked these overnight, and earlier today I cooked them low and slow for 3 to 4 hours. Okay. Now I know it seems like this is a lot of sugar. However, you can alternate the sugar that how you want to. However, for this recipe, my recipe, I'm using 1 cup of brown sugar and 1 cup of white sugar. So that's 2 cups of sugar. Okay, you're going to need your vanilla. So that's going to be 2 tablespoons of vanilla. You're going to need 4 eggs. You're going to need 1 stick of butter. So that's 1½ cups of butter. You're going to need 14 ounces of evaporated milk. I have half and half, so I use 14 ounces of half and half, which measures out to be 1 3/4 cups. Okay, we have 1 teaspoon of nutmeg, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and 2 tablespoons of flour, which is like a thickening agency once we mix everything up together. All right, so that's the navy bean filling. So let's go ahead on and get started with this dough, honey. Yes, I have my blender because you know we're gonna be pureeing the navy beans. Okay. All right, so let's get into this dough. Okay, so I got my flour and I have my sugar and my salt here because we're making this dough a sweet type dough. Now if you was making a savory dough for like your quiches or something else, you will omit the sugar altogether. Okay, you know I got to wash my hands. Gotta keep them hands washed, you guys. Alright, so I'm just going to mix up my flour, my salt, and my sugar. Give it a quick mix. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and cut our fat into this flour mix, which is the butter. Now I don't have a pastry cutter, but that's okay because we're going to use our fork to cut the butter into the flour. So yes, go ahead on and get your elbows greased up because it's going to be a little work right here. Okay, gotta use your little elbow grease. I hope you guys are being safe. Only come out if you have to get your essentials, okay? We have to stay safe at these trying times. COVID-19 out there. So I'm just cutting my butter into my flour. What's up, everyone that's watching? How you doing? Peace, peace. I try to do my prep work ahead of time so it won't take up so much time. Okay. I know a lot of you guys got short attention spans, so got ADD. That's cool. So I try to cut back the time by doing my TV magic, of course, and my prep before I get on camera. Okay, we almost there. We're cutting this butter into this flour. I'm a lefty, you guys. Left-handed. Left-hander, I meant. Like I said, I'm just cutting the butter into this flour, mixing it in there real good. Till it's kind of like pea size a little bit. Make sure that all the flour gets some type of fat so that the dough can be so pretty when we put it together. Start mashing it together, the dough can be pretty. I was going to do the dough ahead of time, but I was like, no, let me go ahead and show y'all how I mix this dough up and how I form this dough so that you guys can know how to do it. It's real simple, simple ingredients. It's not what? It's like 5 ingredients. Simple, simple. You can make it savory without adding the sugar, like I said. But when you're making something like a pastry, you want to add that 1/4 cup of sugar. I use the same dough recipe. So when I make my Jamaican patties, I use the same dough recipe when I'm making, of course, this navy bean pie as well as my apple pie. Yup. Simple. Some people be scared to make dough from scratch because like, it don't turn out right. But if you follow this, follow me, and I'll show you how to do it right. You're going to be like, dang, that was easy. I'm like, I told you, boo, you can do it. You can do it too. Cook along with Cri, and I can show you some things. Alright, so let me show you how this dough looks. See how it's kind of, you know, you might have some big pieces here and there, but that's cool. But for the most part, the butter is cut into that flour. See? Alright, so what we're going to do, we're going to add I like to add two tablespoons at a time. And I like to kind of put it right there in the middle. So I add 2 tablespoons at a time until that dough starts to form, okay? So that's my first 2. And I just use my hand. I go like this. I put the water in the middle, and I just go around the water. I just fold the dough into in the middle, okay? And then I make another opening like this. And I put 2 more tablespoons in there. And I keep on doing 2 more tablespoons until that dough starts to form. So it's going to be about 16 to 18 times that we put the water in, okay? Real quick. It's fast. Make sure you have that ice water so that the dough can form. It can get tight. That's all we're doing. See, I don't know if you guys can tell, but look, see, it's starting to form a little bit, dough. Okay, so I did two. So I did about 6 tablespoons so far. So 7, 8. Just do it again. 9, 10, and I might have to do this like one more time. We're getting there. You don't want to put too much water. See the dough forming? Okay, let's see here. Let's see. Okay. Okay. There we go. And this is your dough, you guys. It's kind of, I like mine's kind of sticky, but I sprinkle flour so it can be smooth. But this is the consistency that I like. That after I put it in the refrigerator. You're gonna put it in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes before we take it back out and roll it out to make the pie crust. Okay, but see how it's kind of sticky. This is how I like mine. I like mine's kind of sticky. But I'm going to put flour up there and I'm going to show y'all what the flour do in a minute. It's going to smooth it out. Okay? Let me get my flour out. The flour is going to smooth it out. Okay? So you just take a little tiny pinch and you just sprinkle it. Sprinkle it on your dough. See? And it's just going to make it smooth, okay? Go ahead and make your disc. When I say disc, I mean like flat. We're going to make a circular motion like this. See? And this is your pie crust. And this recipe makes 2 pie crusts, okay? So if you want to make, 4 or 6 pies at a time, you just double up on the recipe. See how it's not sticky now? It's smooth. Just a little bit more flour. See you guys? You made pie crust. And it's so smooth and so pretty. And then we're going to add our saran wrap over it. And we're going to let that thing rest up in that refrigerator, honey. Okay? And let it sit and let it sit and set in the refrigerator for 30 minutes, alright? But you know I got a little TV magic going on because we don't got time for that. And I just put it in a bowl like this. Put this saran wrap over it. And I put it in my bowl and I put this in there 30 minutes. Okay, so it's been 30 minutes and we're going to go ahead and get our pie crust rolled out. Alright. We're going to go ahead and flour our surface. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. Flour bay on real quick, yeah. Flour that. A little flour on the dough. Put a little flour on our rolling pin. And now it's time to roll it out. Kind of turn it. Just roll down. And this is where you gotta put a little elbow grease in too, okay? Trying to keep it like a round shape. some flour. Flip it over. Sprinkle a little bit of flour on that part, that end. See, this crust is perfect. Okay, go flip it over. You just sprinkle, you just dusting the your dough so it won't stick. That's all, so it won't stick on the rolling pin. It's just easier to work with when you sprinkle a little flour on top of it. Okay? You don't want it too thin and you don't want it too thick. Okay, so we're almost there, you guys. Alright, I think this is big enough. See how easy that was? Alright, and so I just take my my pie pan and go flip it upside down, and then I just take a pizza cutter and cut it kind of like a, I'm gonna say like an inch or a half inch away from the top. And I just cut it around like this. That's all we're doing. We're just cutting it out. It does not have to be a perfect circle, okay? Alright, we're going to use this dough for later. You know, you can freeze your dough. Put it in the freezer and freeze it for like a month or two in the freezer, okay? And reuse it. Just throw it out and you can reuse it. Alright, so we're just going to put it over there like that. Okay, we're going to kind of stretch it. I like to stretch it a little bit. Make sure that it's over. Just pinch it up, okay, you guys? You don't have to pinch it up, but you might have to do it over. I might have cut it too little. Let me do it over. Sometimes that's what you gotta do sometimes, you guys. It's all good. Just kind of knead it. And we're gonna start this side up. So again, it's been in the refrigerator for 30 minutes. And we're gonna go ahead and roll it out again. Roll this dough out. Try to keep it as circular as possible. You know, you keep flipping it, you know. While you're rolling it out, you flip it from one side to the other side. This is when you use your little muscle. Just stretching it out. There we go. Stretching it out, guys. I love baking. It's so relaxing. Baking is so relaxing. Over like that. This time I'm just kind of do it big. B-I-G. B-I-G. There you go. Alrighty. Alright, so after that's done, we're going to flip our pan over like that. We're going to grab this dough, put it in there like that. Okay? And then we're going to make a design. Hold on real quick. Do that.
Fucking speaker.
I'm glad we added. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get this design on. Okay, and I just take the pizza cutter and I just cut the excess off. Then I just kind of fold it. I kind of fold the little edges under a little bit. Okay. Like that. And then I take a fork. And I just mash the fork and lift it up. Mash it down and lift it up. Mash it down and lift it up. Mash it down and lift it up. And you keep doing it all the way around, okay? So let me just go a little bit faster. And wherever your fork in that, that's when you put your fork in there. Wherever you mash your fork down, and wherever last little tooth in, you put your last tooth in there again to start it all over again, a pattern all over again, if that makes sense. So it can be all perfectly even. Okay? So you put in that last space and then mash down. Last space and mash down. Last space and mash down. Last space and mash down. Okay? Hope I'm making sense. Let's come on around. You can do it. It's easy, guys. Super simple. Super simple. See, then when you get right here, it's perfect. Alright, and then you mash your holes at the bottom for little air pockets. So you can make sure that it cooks all the way through from the bottom. So just mash little holes at the bottom. And then kind of holes at the sides too, okay? And there you have it, and then you put your filling in, and then this is your pie crust. All done. Peace.